No, because it's the way I have a literal master's degree and I'm on my way to interview for a serving position.
Unemployment is rising in Canada, and it's more difficult to find a job now more than ever. Not just for young people, but also for old people experience this horrible job market right now. It really has to be emphasized how bad this job market is. I was sending out resumes for over 2 months when I lost my job about a year and a half ago, and after that I said, that's it. I'm just going to work for myself from now on and just give YouTube, give my eBay store, everything that I have, and just go all in, because I just don't know if I can work for another company that basically just treats me as a cog in the machine and just can lay me off just like that and then basically throw you out on your own anyways. I think it's always good to have skills that you can use to bring to an employer, but also skills that you can use for yourself, because if you're someone who's just, you're not going to be able to find the perfect work environment for yourself, it's always good to be able to find a way to make money for yourself. But regardless, not everyone is an entrepreneur. Not everyone can kind of take it. People want to find a job with a steady paycheck, and that is what people are finding to be the most difficult thing here in Canada now. In fact, unemployment has the highest unemployment rate in all of Canada recently. Unemployment is ridiculously high right now in Canada, and this first video is a CTV News article reaction. Let's take a look.
Why do they keep reporting this shit like we don't already know? This news story has been headlining for quite some time now. If you live in Toronto, you know how fucking hard it is to find a job. I used to think that because this was such a huge news story, that they were going to take the necessary steps to help combat the fact that a lot of people don't have jobs. But they just re-released the same news story with different statistical information about how many more people no longer have jobs. And most people in Toronto who have jobs are still fucking struggling because they're not making enough. Even if they are living with a partner and come from a dual income household, they still are not comfortably being able to cover rent and food and bills and other, expenses. Don't even get me started on people who have kids, or even pets for that matter. At the end of the day, this problem stems from the fact that there is a lot of people in the city and not enough accommodations. And then people have the audacity to call people on EI lazy. Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, I do not call people who are on EI lazy, especially when you've been through the ringer as well and you've been laid off and you've tried to find a job and you see how difficult it actually is to find one. It's pretty brutal out there. In fact, it does feel like sometimes you're being gaslit by the media, and it's like they're returning out the same article again with slightly different varying data points, but it's like, yes, we all know how bad it is in Canada. We're living in it.
Hey guys, so I might be getting laid off.
Hey guys, this is Future Aditi, and I did get laid off.
Hi there, Aditi.
Hello.
Unfortunately, I've got some difficult news to deliver.
Yeah.
Due to big conditions and the current economic climate, I'm sorry to say, and it is with my deepest regret, I want to assure you that this is not performance related and you've done nothing wrong.
Okay.
This decision is based solely on business conditions that
I would have loved having a warning. That's my only feedback.
So yeah, guys, that was my video of getting laid off.
Sorry, I know there's a lot of transitions, but I'm really thinking about what I should be putting in this video because I want to make it into my video resume.
Honestly, if there's a question about like why this happened or like how did you not see this coming, I actually got assigned a new project on a new software, so I did not see it coming at all. We did have some gaps, if you know what I'm saying, when we were getting projects, but it was not evident. But whatsoever, I think all companies should openly discuss their financials with their employees.
But yeah, if you're looking for someone who's a data engineer or an implementation engineer or consultant, I'm your girl. I worked on a lot of workforce management softwares, but I have implementation experience in oil and gas as well. So yeah, just reach out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if employers kind of were a little more transparent about their capital and how much cash they have on hand, their investments and all that. But unfortunately, that's information that they don't really legally have to share with their employees, which would suck because if you knew like an employer's situation financially, you can kind of make a better projected view of what the future may look like for that company. But regardless, doesn't matter. They can still lay you off anyways, and you could end up on a place like East Hastings Street in Vancouver, which is absolutely horrible.
Down here on Hastings Street in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada, in one of the worst areas of drug addiction and homelessness that we have up here in this part of North America. And I was just walking past a guy who was carrying a suitcase with a sleeping bag on it, all of his stuff attached to just one piece of luggage. And as he walked by me, he said, "I don't know why people look at me and think that this life is easy and that I have it so easy and that I don't want to work on myself. This is the most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my life. Being homeless is one of the hardest things I have put myself through." It's not really a conversation you'd think you'd be hearing down here out of these people. But that's because we don't listen. We judge. We show up with looking at people for the labels that society places on them when everyone has a story. And everyone's story is valid if we're willing to listen and understand them for more than the label that we show up with. So I'm grateful for that individual for sharing that piece of information with me, even though I wasn't the one he was having the conversation with, so I could share it with you. Let's show up for each other. You know, this is what the world needs right now. Less judgment, more understanding.
Yeah, and a lot of people get there from, like, it's a series of unfortunate events, you know? Not the film, just the real series of unfortunate events. Because if you lose your job, you have a mental breakdown, something happens to you, or you're struggling with addictions at the time, whether it's alcohol or some other substance, it can lead you to a dark place, and that dark place could be being homeless, right? But, you know, it's affecting a lot of old people and young people. In fact, youth unemployment is at one of its highest rates of all time. That's crazy.
Right now, youth unemployment across Canada, so that's anywhere from 25 to 34, it's at 14%. You see sometimes just for a Tim Hortons job, there's a lineup around the block just to get a job to work at Tim Hortons. A corporation like Tim Hortons gets subsidized for hiring immigrant workers to the tune of like 50% of the salary. So if you're at Tim Hortons, your biggest expense is going to be your food and it's going to be your employees. So if you can cut your labor costs by 50%, why would you hire any locals? You would only hire immigrants.
That's a scary thought experiment. Jeez. Yeah, if you're getting subsidized, yeah, of course, if you're a business and you think about your profits, you're going to basically utilize that to your advantage. And that's probably why you actually see a lot more immigrants working at Tim Hortons than anyone else, especially in big cities, right? Where there's a wide range of population diversity. But unbelievable. Where are all the jobs, though?
I feel like I'm being gaslit by America. America is telling me that there's so many jobs abundant, and I've been applying for 2 years. I graduated 2 years ago with a degree in marketing, and I have not been able to find a job. Where are they? Like, if you have a job right now, how'd you get it? And was it like nepotism? Like, were you handed the job? Like, I have no idea how people are getting jobs. Honest to God, I get ghosted by companies left and right. They say that the dating world right now is crazy with like ghosting. Hell no. Have you tried finding a job in 2025? You get ghosted left and right. I did a 2-part interview with a company that ended up ghosting me. I followed up with them 3 separate times to hear nothing back. No, like, hey, you could have worked on this, or like, no, you didn't get the job. Nothing. And like, I was so excited. I was like very confident I got the job, but yeah. So, lesson learned, if you have a job right now, do not leave it. If you just graduated, good luck, unless like you know someone. I've even gone the referral process, so I don't really know actually. I'm looking for any advice. Like, if you're able to find a job right now, like, kudos to you, but help a girl out, because I don't want to do dog walking and dog sitting forever. Thank you.
I mean, dogs are cute. I like dogs, but yeah, you don't want to be doing that for the rest of your life. It's just brutal. Like, I couldn't find a job. She seems to not be able to find a job. And yeah, a lot of times you start thinking, it's like, is it nepotism? You start like rationalizing a way and a reason as to why you can't find a job. Are you not qualified? Is your degree useless? And there is potential to those statements, right? There is potential. Maybe some degrees are less in favor than others right now. But if you're experiencing this as well, you have to comment down below.
No, because it's the way I have a literal master's degree and I'm on my way to interview for a serving position. Because in this economy, as a post-grad Gen Z, I cannot afford to start a career on a first year salary.
Nope, 100%. Yeah, and you know what? Not gonna say anything negative about being a server or anything like that. You can make great money, especially with tips, right? But of course, if you have a master's degree, that's probably not the job that you were applying for. That's not the job you wanted to get. But at this point, people will take anything, even jobs at fast food restaurants. But you know what? If you do have a job, you know, you got to be careful, because if you say anything bad about the company, you may find yourself unemployed. Yeah, that's the story that's happening in this video right here. Very scary.
Awesome, an employee wellness survey. How stressed are you? I'm 10 out of 10 stressed. Oh my God, I just got fired for being stressed? Okay, sorry, can we cut? I'm just feeling like this is a little unrealistic, even for a skit. What? No, it's totally real. What do you mean? This company called Yes Madam, they fired everybody who responded they were stressed in the survey. And that's like legal? I have no idea. Okay, and action.
You know, it's funny because we did have a lot of these at my last job. I felt like every 6 months or so we'd have a survey, a wellness survey, and check on the employees, see how they're doing. And they were always supposed to be anonymous, right? Well, it doesn't look like it's that anonymous for a lot of companies if you're being laid off because you're criticizing the company. Wow, talk about a company getting butthurt for just, you know, someone being honest. That is terrible practices. And if you're at a company like that, let me know if you've experienced anything similar as well. Let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about all the topics being shared in today's video down below in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.